Hello everybody, my name is Nick and you're watching for the Leet unboxing video for the Zhiyun Weebill. Now here we have the cables, the USB cables. There's a power cable and also we have these two nuts for basically either if you lose a nut or if you want to use this smaller plate. And here we have the larger one. Also here we have the adapter for the lens so that you can set it up correctly. Here we have the power charger and here we have two batteries. I'm pretty happy that Zhiyun crane went with separate batteries so that you could get additional ones and not having to replace the whole part of the crane. And here we have the tripod. Finally, here we have the crane itself. The thing that separates this crane from other gimbals and from the other Zhiyun cranes is, well, there's a few things. Firstly, here we have these lockable selections so that when you're storing it, it will not just shift on you, and when you're trying to put it in the case, you can just lock it up and then it will stay in place. Now also the major improvement is the well, also before we get to the biggest thing, is that the battery goes in here. You just slide it in, so these two batteries. But now the major improvement is in the fact how you hold this thing. Now obviously you can screw this in here and then lock it. As you can see, you have this poppy out thing which slides in one of the holes. Well, there are no holes here, but there are, as you can see, holes here, and it will just slide in one of it and it will basically lock up. Now when you are trying to center it, you can obviously put the tripod in here, and then you would be able to center the tripod, center the gimbal, sorry. But then when you're trying to shoot with it, well, you can obviously hold it like so. Its primary design is to be screwed in here, and then you would be able to hold it in a bit of a less stressed position. Obviously we would lock this thing here and it will lock in place. As you can see now, it cannot be unscrewed before you unlock it. Now when you hold it like so and the camera is here, obviously this would be the ground on this side. It's a quite bit easy to hold it, and also you will be able to hold it with one hand here and with the other to use focus. Obviously I don't have here the follow focus setup, but you could get it with this Zhiyun crane. Well, sorry, not the Zhiyun crane, the Zhiyun Weebill. I'm so used to Zhiyun crane name. Now with this Zhiyun Weebill, you would be able to follow focus like here, obviously in order to relieve a bit of more stress to your left hand, and basically just shoot like so. It's quite a bit easier when you're shooting something that's a bit lower, and also it's quite a bit easier for you when you're just generally shooting because it's easy to hold with two hands in two different positions rather than one below the other. Obviously you would be able to hold it with the other hands as well, with your right hand on this grip and with your left hand just following the focus and relieving a bit more of the stress. Now obviously here we have the another mount. This is for the additional mount. You'd be able to put your external screen in order to be able to see what you're shooting better. Now this thing has a maximum payload of 3 kilos, which means that basically it's meant for the mirrorless cameras and maybe some lighter DSLRs, but then you would be pretty much you would have a bit of a problem choosing the exceptional lens which this Weebill would be able to carry. But for most mirrorless cameras you would have no problems at all, being that they are pretty light even with some of the heavier lenses. So yeah, there are quite a few innovations with this gimbal compared to some of its both Zhiyun cranes and compared to like Ronin and Ronin Asses. So yeah, there's quite a bit of innovation. Now here we have the lock button. On the lock button here we have the different mode buttons, and here we have a go button, and here we have menu buttons and ability to change. We also have POV button here, record stop and stop, start and stop button right here. So that's quite easy, and it's quite a bit easier to use. Again, when you have one hand here and the other one holding this, you'd be able to use the joystick much more easily because it's out of the way. So yeah, all in all, a very interesting product, and something that you should most definitely consider if you're in the market for a gimbal and you are already using mirrorless setups. So that's about all. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Until the next time, goodbye.